I love this clown shirt so much. If you ever see an Andy with this clown shirt, that's how you know it's really me. Also the glasses. I'm never taking these glasses off because I finally leveled them up to 2 stars with the snail. Also, what are we doing today? We are playing against Clone Jelly, and I've built a bunch of fun decks to play against him. And now the series is going to be finally over once I finish this video. Isn't that crazy? We've played against all the enemies. So let's go through the decks that I've built. I built 3 decks here, and then I've modified a 4th deck. So if you really want to beat Clone Jelly, I would suggest going with a really, really tiny deck, like Small Man here. It's 97 points total. And I find that Clone Jelly just has no idea what to do with all these teeny tiny cards. Like, he can't block you, he can't do anything too strategic. I should probably take out the bigger cards, but it's a big man deck. I have to have big man in there. But yeah, there's really like no point in even playing to beat Clone Jelly because he doesn't give you anything cool once you hit 30 wins or anything. Like, you just have to beat him once and you get a badge and then that's it, you're done. So I'm gonna hold on to that just because I got big man in there. I built this deck just for him. Well, not really. I built this deck to beat Staff, but whatever. It's now his deck forever. So basically, you just want to block him off, just like every other enemy. If you got your big cards, play your big cards. Clone Jelly doesn't always make the best moves or pick the best cards. Like, he just played his big ol' Ultra Stamp, so he's not going to have that later on, and I'm going to go around him meanwhile. Whoa, he's going through, I can block him. Let's see if we can block him like this. Because, like, Clone Jelly, he's not that bad because you know exactly what cards he has because he plays with the exact same deck you have. That's why I built all these fun decks, so then I would be fun to play against. You're just playing against yourself, really. Let's see here. Because, like, he's not super aggressive. All you want to do, though, if you really, really want to beat him, build a small deck that's really good at building up special. Like, I'm going to start building up special right now. Point your special blocks towards his area so you don't have to go through your own blocks later on when you want to use your ultimate. Let's get a nice octopod in there. Doesn't matter which way it goes. I don't know why I was flipping it. And now we have 5 special set up once I get my fizzy bomb down. And then just take back all your points. It's so much easier than trying to Tetris in all your pieces. You just grab all your points right now. Because he always leaves big splotches of land open. Clone Jelly is a weird enemy. It's weird that they... Like, it makes sense that they would put him last because he's kind of a really gimmicky character. But then again, he's not like the hardest character. I feel like the hardest character is probably Harmony, but she doesn't make for a good end boss, I guess. Let's see here. What are we gonna do? What's a big card? What can we... sure, whatever. I'm gonna grab all my points back, because Clone Jelly is all out of specials. Clone Jelly always uses their specials way too early. 77, 78, we're all good. Clone Jelly didn't even build up any special. But yeah, really want to beat him? Build a really tiny deck. Because he has no idea what to do with it. That's pretty good. Let's keep going on to the next deck. So the next deck I built was all straight lines, because I feel like that'll be fun to play against. I've got a bunch of right angles. So let's try that out. Like, this kind of deck would only really work on a map like Main Street, because, like, if it's tiny, like a really tiny map, of course wouldn't work. And a map like Lil Judd's map definitely wouldn't work. Let's hold into this because I've got a bunch of big cards. I love Dynamo Roller for blocking on Main Street. Look at that. The entire corner is now completely not, like, accessible to Lil Judd. Let's see if he goes through. Probably. Oh! Now I could move upwards, or I could stay here and block, because Clone Jelly doesn't really try to block you that hard. I can get through that. It's an Ultra Stamp. You fool! Used your Ultra Stamp early again. So I'm going to play a special somewhere up at the top. Oh, I can't. My cards are too long. This is an interesting deck. So let's just build up special for now. Oh yeah, I forgot to put Flutter in there. look at this. I'm putting all my cards vertical so I can build up special. Just go all the way. Oh, okay. Where are all my small cards? What did I do with them? What is going on here? This is a crazy deck. Like, that's why I like Clone Jelly. He's not an enemy you have to beat. He's just a friend you try out fun decks with, which I really enjoy. I love building interesting decks and then immediately throwing them away because they don't work in a real competitive way. Oh, gotcha. We both get a special. Alright, Clone Jelly's got 5. And I've got a big open space here, so he could go with this and go down somehow, I bet. I'm just gonna throw in my Octopod, though, so I can put in my Ultra Stamp in later. Are you gonna go around? Cool. Ultra Stamp still fits. You're all good. And now I can pretty much just use a bunch of special for the entire rest of the game. But I don't even have to, because look at this. I've got my giant flutter right now. So let's take back some points. Special on. I want to go... Let's go here. And then we take back our points with the Ultra Stamp. My favorite card. A few of you were asking me what the best ultimate or special is. Or yeah, ultimate. And I think they all have value in specific decks. I just prefer the Ultra Stamp because it's probably the tallest one that I have, I think. Yeah, it is. It definitely is because I don't have that many ultimates. But let's see here. We've also got like Tacticooler. It's a nice chunky card, but it's so hard to fit in late game once all the specials are down because you pretty much always want to use your ultimate at the end, on the very last turn. That's how you get all your points back. Let's see. Inkstorm is okay, but again, hard to put down because of those diagonal little leggies. But yeah, I really like Ultra Stamp. It's just so versatile, especially if you need that kind of reach and that long stick that it has there. Yeah. All right. So the next deck that I built is called I'm Baby because it's a Little Judd clone deck. So. I built a clone deck of a clone, because like my deck is a clone of Lil Judd's deck, and Lil Judd is a clone of normal Judd, and then Clone Jelly is going to clone my deck. So it's like 3 layers of clonage here. So I feel like that's a fun kind of deck to play. So I don't have the exact cards that Lil Judd has, but I put in all my Salmonid cards because I finally got his sleeves. So, ooh, wait a minute. Let's hold on to that. Yeah, okay. Again, we're gonna try to block him. I've never used Flipper Flopper. I love his name though. Flipper Flopper is my favorite new guy because he's so easy to play against. He's so easy to beat in Salmon Run. My next favorite guy is probably no, wait. Oh. I really like the Slammin' Lid, but I'm gonna have to go with Big Shot, right? That's his name, right? What's his name? This guy here, this guy. He's my favorite because like you get a bonus. He shoots. You can shoot the eggs into the basket with his big thingy, the gun thingy that he has. Sorry, I'm not really thinking. I'm too busy thinking about Flipper Flopper and how great that name is. I can't wait for Big Run if it actually happens for Halloween. I still have not decided on a Splatfest team, so I don't know. For November, that is. Alright, so he's doing pretty good right now. Let's see if I can grab myself some more. Oh man, I keep thinking that I have my normal cards in here, and then I keep setting stuff up that I'll never be able to finish. Like, Slammin' Lid, such a weird shape. I actually don't like Slammin' Lid the card because of the weird shape. There's never like a shape like you're never gonna have an opportunity to perfectly play this. It's so weirdly shaped. Like if it was one block shorter, it would totally work. If it was one block longer, that would totally work, but because it's 5 and then one little nubbin directly in the center, it's so weird. Okay, there we go. 3 special for me. Get back in there. And I'm gonna grab another special for me. 2 special. And the last 2 turns can be spent using my special points up. Alright. Cool. Where can I put you, you fun little card that I've never used before? Looks like nowhere. Oh man. All these fun cards that I never use because they're so hard to use. Okay, I'm gonna do that because I get 1 free special back. This is a fun deck. I like this deck. I might keep this deck. My little Judd clone deck. Special on, Ultra Stamp. Nice reach right into the center there. But yeah, just playing against little Clone Jelly, it just lets you reevaluate your own deck, seeing it being played against you. It's just a fun time. So let's move on to my final deck, Mr. Coco, which is the biggest deck I've ever built ever. My smallest card is 8 points. I've just picked all giant cards here. So let's see what we can do with this. This is going to be like when I played against staff with my normal deck. You're going to be struggling for space immediately. So I am going to redraw that because I've got an 8-pointer. Oh, and Little Judd is just determined to get in my deck. Okay, so let's block you off with the Dynamo Roller, of course. One of my new favorite cards. Some of you were asking me if I could rank all of the cards, and like, again, it's impossible because the cards are so like situation based. It's like, it's always possible to build a deck that would work with a specific card. I can tell you what situations I would use each card in though, but the thing is, I don't actually have that many cards still. Can I fit this anywhere cool? No, just here. Like I was trying to, every single day I play the shell out machine, I try to get a card pack. I use the Sheldon thingy from Hero Mode where you pay 999 eggs and you get a freebie the next day. I always do that. And I'm just so unlucky. I haven't really gotten anything from that. Ooh, where should I play this? Let's go here. Sure, why not? Already struggling for space. Tried to block him off best I could. Can you fit? No, you can't. Oh boy. Let's put you in somewhere. Oh, what an odd shape. I'm not going to be able to build up special, so this is going to screw me later. I mean, by later, I mean right now. I can do this. I don't like that though, because I was going to put Lil Judd there. Cool. But the thing is, with a giant deck like this, I'll probably be passing a lot, like right now. I'm going to pass on the Steelhead because that is way too many points. I'm not going to be able to play that. At least I still have my beautiful Ultra Stamp. So let's special on and see if I can get anything with this. Now I can grab myself 2 more points, but I'm going to be short 1 point. I pass on the next turn. Sure, let's do that. There's too much thinking involved right now. I'm so tired. Oh, no, I was wrong. Special on. Can I do anything? Oh, shoot, there goes my phone with my Tacticooler ringtone. I always forget to turn my phone off. Should I play this now? Because Clone Jelly does have 2 built up, and he'll probably grab a special in the next turn and then Ultra Stamp right over top my Ultra Stamp, so I'm actually going to pass right now. Ah, and you're also going to pass. Interesting. And then I'm going to special on and Ultra Stamp you right in the center there. There we go. Yes! Ah! 4 wins! 4 wins! All these decks are a success. I'm so happy right now. But I'm probably just getting too good. Clone Jelly's not that hard. He's not that hard. You just have to build a deck that's easy to block. I want Clone Jelly's shirt. Did you see his shirt? Hold on. Look at Clone Jelly's shirt. I need that shirt. If Nintendo is giving out shirts like that, I need that shirt. I keep falling into like all these niche Nintendo games like Labo, now Tableturf. Anyway, let's take a look at the cards and decks that I put together. I tried to build a gun deck, but I actually don't even have enough like shooters. I've got blasters. I've got splatling guns, but I don't have a straight shooter, enough cards for a straight shooter deck, which is too bad. That would have been fun. So let's take a look at my decks. So why did this work? This worked because there's a lot of ways I can block with it, and because the map, I think the map was mostly why this kind of deck worked, because I also had a lot of trouble with Octo Disco there, and that's because the map is not quite suited for such a wide card, although I was able to play the Flutter. So you know what, I think this deck is a success, and I'm going to hang on to this deck for different maps and see if it works out. Probably going to swap out Octo Stamp, because he's not really a straight line. Why did I'm Baby work? It didn't really work. I would take out some of the cards because I've got a lot of diagonals in this deck, but I don't have any diagonals myself, so I can't really put those diagonals anywhere that matters if I'm trying to Tetris in pieces. I like all the diagonals I've got in there. Like, I could fit together the Kohawk and the, what's his name? Shoot, hold on. Steelhead! Oh, I keep blanking on these stupid obvious ones. I mean, I guess Big Shot could fit with Slam and Lit. I'm gonna have to set that up, though. I don't really like how Big Shot, the special point is all the way at the end, though if you are playing, you're trying to block him off. No, that does work. That does work. It sucks when the special is dead in the center like this, because then you have to put it a specific way if you want to have it touching the opponent's ink and not like, yeah. I don't like Slam and Lid because if you can either have it reach or you could have your special point towards the enemy, but you can't have it both ways. That's why I like Stinger. You can have it both ways with the Stinger. So let's just save that. I think I might modify this once I get some more salmonid cards, I think. Yeah. Mr. Coco. This deck didn't work. Although I really liked playing against it because it was a struggle to get all these cards down. I don't like passing though. You guys know I hate passing. If I wanted to pass more, I would just play my normal deck against Staff on little tiny Staff map. So I might actually get rid of Mr. Coco's deck. Maybe I'll modify it. But like a huge deck like this, it's impossible to play on other maps against characters with balanced sorts of decks. I don't know. So Small Man, I modified that. I like that. I might take out some of the bigger cards. It only really works against Clone Jelly and Staff though. Any other normal character will outmatch you in terms of points very quickly. So I wouldn't use this like competitively against other players. But I'm gonna keep that because hopefully, maybe if you play against me, like if you just see me in your lobby and I get this deck, that'll be a nice easy win for you maybe, you know? So I'm gonna hang on to that. And then I kept my Yeehaw Baby original and starter deck still. I'm going to try to make some more decks later and we'll see. But yeah, that's Clone Jelly. Just build a deck that you think you can beat and you're pretty much good. Oh yeah, let's go through all the cards too. I'm sort of dragging this video out again because yeah, it's the last one of this series. I'm going to have to find something else to do after this. So I only have 97 cards out of the 162, and I am trying constantly to get cards, so it's really not working. You all probably have more cards than me. So let's just go through them. Like, I've never used Sploosh-O-Matic because it's kind of chunky, and if I wanted a chunky card, I would pick something that's more points than 9, or less points than, like, if it's 8 points, it only costs 3 special to use. Sploosh-O-Matic, I would give that a thumbs down, just personally. That's... yeah, I am gonna go through all 97 cards. I don't care. Splattershot, good card. It's nice and small. It's only 2 points to play. Special. It's a great card. Lucia. Oh my gosh. See, I just said I was gonna mute my phone and then I immediately forgot. Hold on. Do not disturb is on. Aerospray. I've never used this card. I don't think. It's an okay card. I might try to build a deck with it once I get more shooters, so I can build my shooter deck. But I like that it has the 2 on the end that stick out on the right side there. That could be useful. It's just like a more, it's like the slosher. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Did I pass it? I passed it, didn't I? Not the slosher. Not the slosher. The one that's like the slosher. The other bucket. The tri-slosher. It's like the tri-slosher but longer. Although that nubbin on the bottom there, I think that could give you some trouble. I wouldn't use it personally. Splattershot, nice chunky card, fits right in the corners. But yeah, again, all of these cards would work in a deck built specifically around cards like this, like the 52 gal and the 96 gal. I would never use them because of that diagonal, but if you got a nice diagonal deck and you got like Marigold, those would fit nicely in her eyes, and then you got yourself some special right there. But I wouldn't use them. I do like that the special block is at the very end though. So 96 gal's got reach. 52 doesn't really have reach. I wouldn't use it. I just got the Splattershot Pro. I really like that card. Although it's really expensive to use, I'd probably go with an 8-pointer if you have a better 8-pointer, because then it only costs 3 specials to use on top. Although, I don't know, I like it. It's a nice card. And Zap, that's a good card. It's just a Splattershot Junior but taller. It's going to be a bit harder to play, but it also costs 2 specials to use, so I'd keep that. Jet Squelcher, I love Jet Squelcher because it's so great at blocking, because if you put it the way it is on the card, you can block people right across. If you put it upwards, and because it's so wide too. It's a 6x3. That's a great size for a card. Although 10 points, probably go with something bigger. Is this boring? This is really boring to me now. So let's just group them all together. We got some more diagonals here. Again, these are pretty much the same card as the where is it? What did I just say? The 52 gal and the 96 gal. Like, you could put together a whole thing of these little blasters. Although, I don't know where you'd have to find places to put all these diagonals. Maybe in a deck sort of like Merch's, you could just go right through cards just by placing diagonal to diagonal. Anyway, Clash Blaster, Rapid Blaster, all these blasters, they're just kind of the same card. Fits in the corners nicely. They got a special near the top, but not quite near the top enough for me. Like, look at this. I want them at the end, like the Squeezer. Except Squeezer, more diagonals. Ink Brush, Octobrush, more diagonals that you'd have to mesh together near the end, because in my normal decks where I play with lots of straight lines, you would never be able to get those into a map. Especially like on a map like Main Street, you'd never be able to fit them in once you have like all ink brushes, octobrushes, and stuff like that. I like the concept of playing all diagonals. It just doesn't work in practice for me. If you've got a great diagonal deck with a bunch of perfect cards that fit together, I'd love to see it. Make a video. I'd love to see it. These rollers I really like. Although, Splat Roller, why would go with the Splat Roller? You can go with the Dynamo Roller or the Flingser Roller. These are so much taller. Like, this is only a 3x5. And you could go for a 7x4 instead. Come on. It's only one more special to play. So yeah, I like the Dynamo Roller. It's my new favorite card. It's fantastic at blocking. But yeah, that's it. I don't know. The scopes. Love the scopes. Look at all these scopes. So much reach. It's easy to block with. Easy to reach into the opponent's area. I'm a huge fan of all these rifle kinds of gun types. Great cards, especially Splat Charger. Everyone's got Splat Charger. It comes in the starter deck. Definitely use Splat Charger if you don't have enough long cards. It's worth it. Sloshers, I don't know, they're real chunky. I love the Tri-Slosher, but the normal Slosher, it's got that little diagonal which is hard to fit in places. Tri-Slosher you can fit pretty much anywhere. I love it. I put that in so many of my decks. Bob Blubber I love. It's 3x5, but unlike this 3x5, it's, I don't know, I just find it easier to use. Plus, it costs the same special points as the Splat Roller, too. So if you've got Splat Roller and Bob Blubber, maybe go with the Bob Blubber. Because, again, it's got the special orange block at the end. So you can use it to point into the opponent's area, so you can place a special perfectly there. I like Explosion. I like the shape, but I find it very hard to play with all these little nubbins. I like it, though. It's a cool card. I love all the art so much. My god, all these guys are so cute. Anyway, can you imagine if I had all the cards and I wanted to go through all the cards? Like, I am passionate enough that I legitimately would if I get all the cards and I'd go through them all over again. But this is just my opinion. These are not like a definitive tier list because, again, all cards work. All cards are good in my heart, at least. Heavy Splatling. I love Heavy Splatling. Great reaching. Great at going through weird diagonal spaces that you can't usually get through with like a scope or whatever. But if you had to choose between an Ink Brush and a Heavy Splatling, go with the Heavy Splatling. It comes in the starter deck. Hydro Splatling, absolutely love it. Just like the Heavy Splatling, it's great at blocking, only it's a little bit more angular. And both of these guys have a special point right at the end there. Perfect to get into opponents' territories. I like to play them against walls, but they also work in like the middle of the map. They're just fantastic cards all around. Let's see, Ballpoint Splatling, that's just another Ball Blobber. Pretty much the same card. But I'd prefer the Ball Blobber because it doesn't have this weird nubbin right in the center there. Dapple Doolies, perfect for a diagonal deck. I love it. It's a great shape. It's just kind of a little Judd, but a little smaller. I don't think I've ever used it. Have I? No. I just like the shape. I wouldn't use it though. Splat Doolies, much better shape. You can get around corners with this weird angular sort of way. I don't like that the special is near the center though, but I guess all the Doolies are kind of like that. Dark Tetra Doolies. That's an odd card. I don't know what I'd do with that. You definitely need to build a real diagonal kind of deck for this kind of weird card. I don't know. I'll try a Doolies deck once I get more Doolies. Splatbrella, love it. I love that it's all chunky at the bottom, and then it's got those two little diagonals. Like, you could fit together these two cards perfectly. I'd love that. It's just, with these diagonal cards, it's so hard for me to get all the special built up. Straight lines are just so much easier. Like, ooh, I bet you could fit the Splatbrella with the Reflux. All these weird diagonal cards. Tri-Stringer, love this card, comes in the starter deck. It's a fantastic card for blocking. It's a fantastic card for reach. I mostly use it for blocking though. Tenterbrella, another one of these weird diagonals. Same thing. And it's got the, it's basically just a Marigold with a couple missing pieces though, which is the thing. Marigold is so hard to place, and so is the Tenterbrella. It's a huge card, so you might have trouble placing a card like that. Anyway, went through Reflex. Splatana Stamper, love these straight line cards, but they're just so short. I'd go with a Splatter Scope if possible, rather than these guys, because they cost 6 points, 2 points, and they're so small. You can't really block with them because they're so short. Cards will go right through them. It's a choice, but if you like them, it's good. Just don't build a whole diagonal or a straight line deck like I did with against Clone Jelly, because you're gonna have a tough time on normal maps against normal enemies. Love all these Splat Bomb specials and whatnot. Splat Bomb, my favorite card. You know it. I love it. It's in all my decks. It fits anywhere. Only costs 1 point to play. Although if you have Little Buddy, get Little Buddy and a Splat Bomb in your deck, because that is a crazy combo, having those to just fit wherever you want. But yeah, I love Splat Bomb. Love it. Fizzy Bomb, great card, fits anywhere. Always have it in my as one of my smaller cards. Like if I'm following my 636 rule, always gonna have these two cards in there because they're so versatile. You can do anything with them. Can't block with them, but only 1 point, so you'll be grabbing points at the end with them later on. Curling Bomb, it's got another nubbin in there. It's just what is it? I keep blanking on all these names. It's a slam and lid but smaller. But it's way easier to play than a slam and lid because it's shorter at the ends. It's pretty useful. I'd hang on to that. Auto Bomb, it's another odd shape. It's just a tri-slosher with a nubbin. All these nubbins so hard to play. Squid Beacon, I'd include this in any kind of diagonal deck. It's perfect for it's got two diagonals there and they're so close together. You'd be able to get through anything with that. Plus it fits well with the point sensor, which I really like, and so does the Ink Mine. Oh, all these cards, these diagonal cards. I would love to build a real diagonal deck one day, but for now, I just don't have the cards for it. Toxic Mist, another essential in a diagonal deck. It's just an Octostamp with a nubbin, and which is so useful because they can fit that pretty much anywhere. Stick it on a Cacticooler, stick it on a Marigold, wherever. Angle Shooter, another diagonal essential. Stick that on a Marigold. No, you can't. On the corners you can. At the very end of the Angle Shooter you can. You fit that right through a Tacticooler. Although it doesn't really matter because you wouldn't get any special with that, so I don't know. Torpedo, it's just another Toxic Mist, but with a missing an edge, so it's more versatile, but it costs the same as a Toxic Mist, so if you want to just play it on top of something, just go with the Toxic Mist and just play it as a special. And then my only 3 ultimates, that's all I've got. Inkstorm, Ultra Stamp, Tacticooler. Hopefully I'll get another that's like Ultra Stamp, like, I don't know. What's one that's like Ultra Stamp? I don't think there are any. The Ink Vac is sorta like this. It's got reach. It's got like a long tail though. It's kind of hard to play, but I guess that doesn't really matter since you're probably going to be playing it as an ultimate. Yeah. Inkstorm, Tacticooler, good cards. I wouldn't put too many ultimates in there though. Ultra Stamp, my favorite card, my beloved Ultra Stamp forever. I love it so much because it's so long. It's a 6x3. It's just fantastic. Like, look, the Tacticooler is a 5x5. It's kind of hard to play. It's just another Marigold basically. Marigold, super difficult to play because it's so hard. Unless you have a perfect diagonal deck, you're not going to be able to get that special. Like, if you were playing with the normal, just unchanged starter deck, Marigold is a terrible card in that deck because there's no diagonals in the deck. There's like 2, and you'd have to draw them right away. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to fit them into Marigold's eyes. Cuttlefish, I love Cuttlefish. He's got great reach, and he's super wide, so you can use him for blocking no matter which way you turn him. It's a great card. Although he's kind of huge and hard to play with because of how huge he is. So if you can get him on your first or second turn, that fantastic card. Same goes for Calamari and Big Man, another set of huge, massive cards. Big Man is one of the biggest cards. He's the most expensive card to play with 6 points. And he's fantastic in diagonal decks because of that tail and the front part of him and his head, I guess. His hat? His hat. Because of his hat. But if you don't have a diagonal deck and you don't draw him on your first turn, you're gonna have a little bit of a time trying to get him in there, you know? Judd and Little Judd, these are great cards. Again, diagonal deck, so, but Little Judd fits anywhere. I like that he has his special on the corner because you can fit that right into any kind of corner and you just get yourself a special there. Great card. Squid Force sticks out way too much. If you want something that sticks out that much, go for a different card. 10 points is not enough. Not enough to justify that kind of card. Take Squid Force out of your starter deck. Zinc, and another essential for a diagonal deck. It's basically just a nice thing to fit into the corners if you really have to, or it's great for blocking and taking up a ton of territory. If you just want to build a diagonal deck, just play against Merch Bunch, see what he does, because he plays his diagonal deck perfectly. Zeko I've never used, but that's kind of hard because the special is right smack in the center there, so I wouldn't be able to grab it nicely. Ugh. Firefin, put that in Marigold's eyes. Grab yourself a special right there. It's an okay card, but it's kind of small. It's really small. Takroka, love it. Great for blocking. It's 3x6. Another great giant card to get right in the middle there. No diagonals. You can fit that pretty much anywhere early on, or you can Tetris around it pretty easily. Inaki, it's got weird nubbins on it and it's got weird diagonals. I feel like it's kind of hard to play with, but if you can get it early, I feel like that's a great card to block people with. Although, I'd be careful because there's so much just empty space, like right there, just like the Zinc. If all it takes is one person to put a Ultra Stamp right on top of there, and then there goes all your points, you know? Tony Kensa, kind of a weird shape, not a huge fan. Although if you've got a bunch of cards that stick out, like if you're playing with a... I should put this in my all straight lines deck. I should take out the Octo Stamp and put in Tony Kensa. But yeah, it's a weird shape. I like it though. Barazushi, this is just a... What is it? It's... What's the card name? It's a Tri-Stringer, but all together. Tri-Stringer with, just more compact. Cute. I'd probably go with the Tri-Stringer because it got more reach because this is only a 4x4. Octohopper, love the Octohopper. It's just a scope with more fatness. I don't know, it's thicker. So it's easier to block people off if you're going vertical. Like say on the main street, if you're going vertical, you don't have to turn it. You can just leave it like as is and it takes a ton of space. Octobomber, huge space. Like, sure, you can stick that into Marigold's eyes, but again, big ol' Ultra Stamp right on top. There go all your points. Kind of a risky card. And it costs 5 points to play, so just go with more ultimates. Octodisco, this is just another flutter. It's so hard to play with. and I don't like the placement of the special here. Like maybe if it was at the very end or it was on the nubbin where the Octodisco is, like in like real life, maybe it'd be a lot easier to play. But like because it's so weirdly shaped, I'm gonna have kind of a hard time fitting that anywhere late game. Octopod, I just got this card. It's a cute card. Only 2 points. Only costs 1 to play special. I'd rather go with like a 3-pointer since it costs the same. If you're that desperate for points, you'd play 2. Maybe reevaluate your deck. It's a great card though. I put it in some of my normal decks. But like, why go with the Octopod when you can go with the Splat Bomb, which is just better, you know? Because it's got that angle. Tentacook, weird card. Very weird card. It's just another big shot, basically. It's a big shot. It's half a big shot. It's a weird shape. I don't know if it's hard to use unless you got a real diagonal deck. But even if you have a all diagonals deck, that big block of 4 there, that little Octo Stamp in the corner there, it's not really gonna be easy to play later. Octo Sniper. I mean, I guess you can use this to block. It's a 5x4, but it's so I don't know. It's kind of weird. Just go with a bigger card. Like, you might as well go with the freaking Squid Force if you're gonna go with a weird shape like that. It's not a great shape. Although I can see you fitting in something nicely into that little hole on the right side there and getting yourself an easy special, such as not the Octomissile. The Octomissile's facing the wrong way. Anyway, love the Octomissile. It's a cool card. It's a great shape. You'd think it'd be hard to place because of the nubbin, but no, that's not usually the case. I can usually fit it in anywhere. Plus, I love that the special point is right at the end there, so you can point that wherever you want and put it in narrow spaces, get yourself an opening into the opponent's space. My god, have I been talking about this for like 10 minutes? 20 minutes? No, 10 minutes. Listen, there are certain things I could go on for, like, for probably hours, and that's Pokemon, Tableturf, Mothman, God. I don't know. Squeegee, another great card for a diagonal deck, although it's got, again, that sort of block at the end there, just open space, you stick an Octo Stamp on top of it, and that's it for all your points. It's tons of open space there. Octo Stamp, love Octo Stamp, fits anywhere. You can point it into corners, grab yourself a free special. That's how I normally use it. It's a good card. Also, I like Octo Stamp because I kind of think he's cute. Amped Octo Stamp, way harder to use. Perfect in the diagonal deck. You'd have to, like, that special is so hard to get though, because unless you get, what's the card? The Ink Mine, you're going to be using multiple cards to get a special, and I'm not generally a fan of that. I'm mostly a fan of play one card, play another card on top of it, get yourself a free special. That's what I'm a huge fan of. Flutter. Oh, Flutter. You know I don't really like Flutter. It sucks up so much space, but if you don't get it on the first or second turn, you're going to have a hard time playing it. Plus it costs so much, and it's 14 points. You might as well go with a bigger card. You know? It's hard to get, like, with that vertical all straight lines deck. Sure, it fits well with that, but normally you're not going to be playing with a deck that's all straight lines, you know? Octoling, that's a cool card. It's just another Inaki. Great in a special diagonal deck, because you can get that special pretty easily. Like if you have the angle shooter, it just fits right on top of that. Octoling. Plus I like the card because it got the fuzzy little Octoling. And we're finally on to the last Salmonid cards. I love Chum. Kind of a weird shape with the little nubbin, but it works usually. Quahog, just a bigger Chum, same shape. Fits into corners fits into angles very nicely, like Lil Judd's map, that kind of map. Snatcher, great diagonal again. Steelhead, I love Steelhead because he's so chunky, and he goes around corners. He goes into jaggedy edges, like on Lil Judd's map. His head fits into things nicely. And he's a 5x5, so but he's not like too wide, because like he's pretty much 3 all the way across. You know what I mean? Like his head is 3 points across, his body is 3 points across, his tail is 3 points across. He's not like weirdly wide in any one space, only up and down. So he's very versatile, surprisingly. Like, I put him in a lot of my decks because he's great at blocking. But yeah, Scrapper, another diagonal. Kind of a weird one, but the special point is on the very top there, so I really like that. Although, costs 4 points to use because it's a 10 pointer. Go with something bigger. Stinger, love Stinger. It's my new favorite long card because it's got that little nubbin right at the end there. So it fits anywhere you want, and if he doesn't, then you just flip him around and he fits again. And he's 2 across. He's great at blocking very narrow areas. Moz, if it wasn't for his mouth, I think I'd like this card a lot better. And if the special wasn't so hard to access, I'd also love that a lot better. Because pretty much all the time that I'm using Moz, I'm always wishing that I had an octo stamp to fit into his mouth, because like normally you're never gonna have like a perfect octo stamp shaped hole to put Moz around. He's only really good early game when you want to block off people and when you want to reach through a very narrow space. That's pretty much it. Flipper Flopper, I love Flipper Flopper as a character, but as a card, he's so weirdly shaped. 4x6. He's got diagonals on his tail, so great for a diagonal deck. I wouldn't put him in a normal deck though, a non-diagonal deck. Slam and Lid, you know I don't like Slam and Lid because of that nubbin. He's weirdly hard to place. I always have difficulty playing down the Slam and Lid. I love Slam and Lid, the character, though. I love Slam and Lid. He's so fun to play against in Salmon Run. It's my favorite, almost. No. Big Shot's my favorite. And Flip Flopper's my favorite. Big Shot, it's an interesting card. It's another one of those cards where it's got a blob completely detached from the main body of the card. Although the special is on the cannon, so maybe it's Big Shot that's secondary. Big Shot is actually referring to the gun thingy, perhaps? I don't know. I like the shape, but it's kind of hard to play with. Although, yeah, great for blocking, probably. I just wish there wasn't that big gap in the center there. Anyway, Zapfish. I freaking hate Zapfish because he's got these diagonals that I can't use in normal decks. And his special point is right in the center, so you're gonna have to take up 2 or 3 cards to get that special. Way too difficult. Let's go for an easier one. Rainmaker. I really like Rainmaker because all it takes is one little card with a little nub in there, and you get yourself a free special just like that. Although it's 12 points, and he's kind of squishy. Like, he's 5x5, but doesn't take up space. He's like weirdly compact. But yeah, that's all the cards I have. I've never used the rest of them. Whoa. You want to take a look at the cards I don't have? You thought this video was over? No, I'm going on for another 3 hours. Hero Shot. I like this card. It's a nice chunky square with the diagonals. I wish I had it. I'd use it. I'd build a diagonal deck around this and all these 52 gals. I really want the E-Leader 4K. It's a great shape. It's like I'd use this instead of the Splat Charger because it's basically a Splat Charger with some chunkiness on the bottom, which can always come in handy. Like, just like the E-Layer 4 scope, I really like the shape of this, but I find myself wishing a lot of the times it didn't have those 2 nubs on the very top there. So that's why I would love to have this card. I am not spending, how many points is it? 5? No way. I'm saving my points so I can get Big Mana holographic. Bamboozer, that's a cool card that I also would probably use in a straight lines deck, because, like, again, it's just a Splat Charger, but with another extra nubbin. I don't think it'd be that hard to fit that nubbin anywhere. GooTuber, I don't like this card. I don't like this gun even. It's just another E-Leader with diagonals, so great in a diagonal card if you want something with reach, but I'd probably go for something longer. It's only 6x3, and then that 3 is only one little nubbin on the bottom. Go for something bigger. Sloshing Machine. Oh, nobody has this card. I've never seen this card. Cool card. I probably wouldn't use it. It's just a little Jud. I'd rather use a little Jud because it's got 1 extra point. Mini Splatling. Cool card. Same with Nautilus. I like this shape. This L shape. It's basically just easier to use Hydra Splatling, I guess. Although they're kind of expensive at 9 points here, 7 points here. Maybe I'd just stick with the Hydra Splatling. Whoa, Dually Squelchers. Interesting. That is just a Jet Squelcher with an extra nubbin. I probably wouldn't use it because it's probably good for blocking if you turn it so it's like a T shape. Great to go into other people's zones. Doolies, man, all these Doolies, such weird shapes. They're so chunky, they're so compact. Go for something that spreads out a little more, like the Tri-Stringer. Undercover Brella, that'd be a great card in a diagonal deck. Oh man, why doesn't this? No, Spike does have, not Spike. Merch does have this card. Suction Bomb, it's just another fizzy bomb, but it's even better because the special nubbin is all the way at the end, which is so much better. Burst Bomb, a lot of you really love the Burst Bomb. I just don't like it because sure, you can put it anywhere and get yourself a free special, but why not go for something bigger? And I'm all just personal preference. I love bigger cards because I like having tons of points. I don't know why you wouldn't love tons of points. Sure, if you love building up a lot of special, perfect card to put into a special deck. But I personally wouldn't use the Burst Bomb. I'd rather use the Splat Bomb. I love the Splat Bomb. I wanted to build an all bomb deck, but I don't have that many bomb cards. Sprinkler, another essential for a diagonal deck. Splash Ball, kind of small. I'd probably go for something bigger because it's not big enough to use as a blocker. It's not long enough to use as a reacher. Go for something bigger, probably. Whoa, I've never seen the Trizuka. I don't think that would be a very easy special to use, ultimate to use. It's all over the place. And again, if you're taking my advice and playing your ultimates on the very last turn, you're going to have difficulty playing this weird shape. Big Bubbler, love Big Bubbler. Very easy to fit anywhere. It's good early game, it's good late game. Love Big Bubbler, I need Big Bubbler. Zipcaster, this is just another Ultra Stamp, but diagonal. So if you love Ultra Stamp but you want to build a diagonal deck, just invest in a Zipcaster. What does it cost? Only 15 points? I almost accidentally bought it. Whoops. Tentamissiles. That is just another, what is it called? It's Flyfish. I like the card. It's a cool shape. It's only, oh no, it's a Moz. It's a Moz and an Inkjet all roll into one. So if you, man, I don't know if I'd use Moz or not Moz, Tentamissiles or Inkjet. Like if you have this, get this instead of Moz. Unless you really want to go for special, then don't. Booyah Bomb, I would love to one day fit this right inside of a Big Bubbler. Booyah Bomb, I love it. It's very chunky. It doesn't look like 12 points, but it is 12 points. So if you can get your opponent, if your opponent is prone to putting a lot of blue space all in one spot, just throw a Booyah Bomb right in the center of it, and just like with normal Turf Wars, it will just wipe out the enemy. It's crazy. I love this card, but I don't think I'd use it in my normal decks because it doesn't have the reach that like Ultra Stamp does. Because it's basically an Ultra Stamp, but you'd have to play it so close to your area. Like that's why I really like the Ultra Stamp, because you can turn it so the handle is touching your special, and you're not wasting too many points, like going through your own ink, you know? A Wave Breaker, massive card, 5x5. It's huge though. Like you see Merch playing this, it takes up an entire section of that donut-shaped map. It's a crazy card, and it's probably an essential for any kind of diagonal deck. You'd be able to fill it in so nicely. You'd be able to Tetris in your pieces right after so nicely. Inkvac, I like Inkvac. It's great for, like, it's so wide. It's 6 points by 4. Huge card. Great. Same with the Killer Whale. I don't like how it's got so much empty space in it, but it is a 5x6, so that is crazy essential if you want to like take up a ton of space early game. Inkjet, love Inkjet. Love the shape. It's flat. It's yeah, I don't know, just Moz. I love Moz, and this is just the ultimate version of Moz. Ultra Stamp, you know I love Ultra Stamp. Crab Tank, kind of a weird shape. It's just embers, but harder to place because of the claws. They're so big, chunky. I wish this was like a normal card, because then you could stick I've had a special point on it. That'd be cool. Reef Slider. I've never seen anyone use Reef Slider, I don't think. Huh. It's kind of like an Ultra Stamp, but I think that tail that little nubbin on the right would make it a lot harder to use. Triple Ink Strike, cool card. I don't think I'd ever use it because just like it's got the reverse problem Moz has. So if you've got Moz and you got one of these, you can stick it in there. Oh, Moz would fit perfectly in with an Inkjet. Oh man, that's a dream combo. You shouldn't really be thinking about Tetrising in your pieces that much though. I don't think, like, if the enemy's all spread out, sure, the triple ink stripe could hit all over the map just like in real turf wars, but I don't think I'd use it normally because it's got all these empty spaces in it. I don't like that's got all these diagonals separated from the main zone. Not zone, it's all over the place. I don't know. I don't really like it. I don't think I'd use it. Tacticooler, another diagonal. It's just another marigold. Very chunky. Very hard to use those specials. Wouldn't use it. Sheldon, same thing with marigold. It's another Judd, basically. Got difficult to place special, or well, it is on the corner. It is on the very end there, so you could get his special in one other move, like if you stick Merch right on top of him. All these diagonal cards, they fit well together. They don't play nice with anything else. If you're gonna go diagonal, go all diagonals, and then stick a marigold in there, whatever. Same with Gnarly Eddie. You'd have to great at taking up a lot of space, but I don't like how much you can't Tetris into it. That's what I don't like about these diagonals. It's so hard to Tetris in afterwards if you don't have an all diagonal deck. Same with Jelafleur. Mr. Coco, giant chunky card, 15 points, great at taking up a lot of space, but all it takes is one person to throw a Booyah Bomb right on top and there go all your points. Harmony, you've seen Harmony play her own card, takes up so much space early game, but late game, probably kind of hard to use. Merch, of course, Merch, another diagonal with Mr. Grizz. Marigold, you know Marigold. Small Fry, I need Small Fry. Oh, do I buy it? Oh, it's 40. Oh, no. Okay, I'm gonna keep trying for it with my decks. I need Small Fry. He's so cute. I love him so much. He's my baby. Captain. Another great card, just like a Harmony. It sucks up so much space, goes right across the whole dang map. But it is just like another, like, here are all the big cards, all these 6-pointers. Very hard to play unless you get them early game, like your first or second move, because unless you're building up tons of special the entire game, you're not going to be able to use more than one. Crazy amount of points. Kelly and Marie, love them. Somebody pointed out that they fit together perfectly if you like put them cheek to cheek. I love that. And also their beauty marks are their special points, their special blocks, which I like that little detail. It's very cute. Also, someone pointed out that you could put together Shiver Fry and Big Man. They all fit together weirdly, and when you fit them together, you can trigger all 3 of their special points all at once. It's really cool. I like it. So I guess Shiver's supposed to be a shark because of that nubbin at the top there is supposed to be the fin. And then Fry's just supposed to be the eel with the mouth open. And then Big Man's just himself though. I mean, I guess that makes sense because if you, spoiler alert, played their boss battles, Big Man just swims around the map and he doesn't really have a special buddy to do all his bidding. I like Shiver's boss battle. I love how chunky the shark is. And then Fry has like the coolest boss battle. Like if it was a little bit harder and a little bit longer as of a boss battle, it would be so crazy to play against. But like I beat her so quickly and I was like, oh, I didn't even really get to enjoy the actual fight really because it was over so soon. Where are we? Crack On. It's just a Booyah Bomb with some extra nubbins. Cool card. But again, throw a Ultra Stamp right on top of there. There goes your Crack On. Rockenberg, cool card. Kind of interesting though. Weird shape. Fit it into a corner. Throw some diagonals onto it. Get yourself a special. Interesting. Forge. I've never seen this card. Huh. Like I've actually never taken the time to look at all these weird ones. It's a cool card, I guess. It's just like another Steelhead, basically. How it's not too wide any one place. You can block off people with it. You can go into enemy territory pretty easily with it. Gallop, too chunky. Not a fan. Hard to place. Doesn't take up enough space early game. Hard to place late game. Too expensive to play late game. Not a huge fan. Splash Mob, nice long card. It's just another like bamboozler, basically. You could fit that pretty much anywhere. Plus, I really like that it looks like the actual Splash Mob logo. more so than the other ones. Incline, that is another, what's it called? It's another fly fish, but different wings. It's okay, I guess. 5x3. Huh. Tech, cool card. Put it into any diagonal deck. Put it into any normal deck too, because like very versatile because it's so small. I'd say more versatile than the other 2-pointer. Where is it? I'm not gonna go find it. Never mind. Octo Bomb. Octo whatever the heck. It's down here. It's down here somewhere. No, it's not. There it is. Octopod. It's Octopod. But it'd be yeah, great for building up special in diagonal decks. And parry. Don't like it. It's so huge and chunky. It's bottom heavy. It's got diagonals. It's got nubbins. It's got everything I don't like. At least that it has a special sort in the center, so you can get that special in one more card. But other than that, not a huge fan. Embers, great for a diagonal deck. So much reach, so wide, 5x5, pretty cool. I like the card. Put it in a diagonal deck for sure. Octotrooper, he's too chunky. Go with a wider one, because it's just a shielded Octotrooper, but so much smaller. Too compact. I don't like it. No. This guy, too much going on. He's got a diagonal, he's got nubbins, he's got things sticking out of him, he's got kind of an easy to access special though. Nope, it'd take 2 cards to get that special. Never mind. What we got here? Octocopter, great for a diagonal deck. Very versatile, very small, love it. I'd put that into a normal deck even. Oversized Octopod, again, slap a Ultra Stamp on it, there it goes. No point of that. Get something else. Octomander, terrible card. It's just a more difficult to use Octo Sniper. Octo Zeppelin, I kind of like it. Nice and chunky, but not wide enough, so he's not great for blocking. If you can get the 4 points to play on top of something, you might as well just go for an Octo Stamp instead, or Ultra Stamp instead. Octoballer, it's a Booyah Bomb with a nubbin and a special. That's pretty much it. DJ Octavio, nice and chunky. He's just another big man, great for diagonal decks. He's got that, his little top of his head could fit nicely into things. 17 points though, that is crazy. Him and big man, too big, get smaller. Steel Eel, it's just another one of the, what do you call them? Where are they? These, it's just a classic Swiffer, but with a nubbin on the end there. Whenever I see people use a Steel Eel, they never seem to have any trouble, so I'd like to try that out if I can ever get one. Drizzler, big and chunky. I like that the special's at the end. Flyfish, gonna need 2 cards to get into that special there. Not a huge fan. Oh man, Fish Stick. If you want to block people, Fish Stick is where it's at. It's 6 tall, it's 5 wide. It fits pretty much anywhere because it's so skinny. Very easy to use. Definitely try to use this Fish Stick if you have one. It's an interesting card. I'd love to see it in a diagonal deck. Griller, huge and chunky. Too chunky even. And another perfect Ultra Stamp guy, card that will fall victim to Ultra Stamp. Mothership, who uses this card? Was it Lil Judd? Yeah, I think Lil Judd uses this card. It's an interesting card because it's kind of got reach. It's fantastic for blocking people because of how long it is. Like, you just put that right across and no one's getting through that. What do we got here? Mudmouth. Interesting. The only way you can get a special is if you put a 2 or 3 pointer into his mouth. Wait a minute. Oh no! It would be crazy if his mouth was actually shaped like an actual Splat Bomb, because then you throw the Splat Bomb into his mouth's mouth and you get the... Anyway, nah, it's too bad it doesn't work. Zapfish, hate Zapfish. Tower Control, I like this. It's just another... It's a great blocker, because nothing's gonna get through that, because it's so chunky and wide, at like 5x5, and it's chunky. I love it. I need myself a Tower Control. And then Power Clam. It's just long Booyah Bomb, but shorter. Actually, no, it's a football. What more can I say about that? Another victim of Ultra Stamp, though. Great card. And that is all 162 cards and my opinion on them. If you guys also want to do it, I would definitely watch your opinion on all 162 cards because I am obsessed with Tableturf videos and nobody is making Tableturf videos except me. It's so disappointing when I look up Tableturf videos and I get results for my own videos. But yeah, that was that for that. I hope you enjoyed it because I really enjoyed talking about it. Can't believe this video is now an hour long. Hopefully I'll see you guys when multiplayer opens. I'll put together some videos for that if it ever happens soon. But for now, I'm going to just play on my Steam Deck for the rest of forever. Thanks for watching this whole series. I love you guys so much. I read all your comments. Goodbye.